And in our top business story, Dubai's hotel establishments welcomed 11,629,578 guests in 2014, registering a 5.6% increase on 2013's total. The figures released today by Dubai's Department of Tourism and Commerce Marketing show steady year-on-year growth and significant increases across key indicators, including hotel establishment revenues and guest nights. The figures for 2014 indicate that Dubai is continuing to maintain growth at a sustainable level, while also growing its portfolio of hotels and hotel apartment establishments, thus taking another step closer to achieving its tourism vision for 2020, which aims to welcome 20 million visitors by the year 2020. Dubai's top 10 hotel guest source markets in 2014 remained almost entirely unchanged from 2013, with only slight shifts in positioning. For January to December 2014, Saudi Arabia was once again the top source market, followed by India, the United Kingdom, USA, Iran, Oman, China, Kuwait, Russia and Germany. Dubai's hotels and hotel apartment establishments recorded an increase in guest nights in 2014, increasing by 7.4% from 41.58 million in 2013 to 44.66 million in 2014. The average length of stay increased from 3.78 days to 3.84 days. Revenues for hoteliers and hotel apartment operators saw significant growth, with total revenues reaching 23.9 billion dirhams for 2014, up 9.8%, while room revenues increased by 12% and F&B and other revenues increased by 6.1% year-on-year. FIDA Advisory has released its Q1 mid-quarter Dubai residential research note, which shows that residential prices in the first 6 weeks of 2015 have decreased compared to the previous quarter. Apartment lease rates remain stable, with a nominal decrease of 0.5%, while sale prices decreased 3.7%, pushing yields up to 7%. Lease rates for single-family homes or villas decreased 2.4% and sale prices decreased 3%, which pushed yields up marginally. According to FIDA's Dubai Real Estate International Demand Index, variables in foreign markets can significantly impact Dubai real estate investment trends, as well as the usual local factors. FIDA's assessment contained in the index indicates that the propensity for investing in Dubai real estate is at a 5-year low point. Additionally, the advisory service downgrading rent projections to softening, while they expect that sale price declines will continue to outpace rent declines, allowing yields to gradually expand through 2015.
We created this because it's a challenge to get real-time data on capital inflows and outflows for Dubai. And this is a measure of the propensity for capital inflows and demand, not actual capital flows and demand. So, as we know, international investment drives a large portion of demand for Dubai real estate. So what we've done is we've created an index that includes 22 countries, including the UAE. These are countries that are homes to the top buyers of Dubai real estate. And as you can imagine, the UAE has the largest weight in the index, not only because of the strength of investment from Emiratis, but also because a large portion of buyers are foreign nationals residing and working in the UAE. So each country is then assigned a proportion relative to their historic buying patterns. And then for each country, we look at the strength of the currency and real GDP growth, which are some of the main determinants of capital flows. So in terms of the demand index, what we found is that the key factors facilitating real estate demand in Dubai are at a 5-year low. So this, combined with anticipated supply projections, have led us to downgrade our rent projections from stable to softening in 2015. And since we maintain that yields need to expand, this will equate to stronger declines in the sales market than we originally expected. And we saw that in the first 6 weeks of 2015, according to FIDA's House Price Index, we found that apartment prices were down 3.7% and villa prices were down 3.0% compared to the full Q4 14 data. Now, these trends are similar to the full quarter data trends we saw last quarter. So there is some evidence to suggest there is an acceleration of that correction.
Business activity growth in the UAE non-oil private sector slowed to a 5-month low in February, but remained strong and above the average for 2014. The seasonally adjusted HSBC UAE Purchasing Managers Index, which measures the manufacturing and services sectors, fell to 58.1 points last month from 59.3 in January, with the 50-point level separating growth from contraction in the survey of 400 firms. Output growth slowed to 64.3 points from 65.5 points, while new order growth dropped by a much larger margin to an 18-month low of 63.3 from 67.9. Growth in new export orders hit a 4-month low but remained above the average for the series, and respondents reported healthy demand from Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Employment growth accelerated to a 4-month high, but input price growth slowed to a 3-month low. Output prices fell for the first time in 5 months, with the index dropping to 49.1 points from 50.3. Today's organizational leaders need to adapt themselves to the changing leadership styles, according to leadership development firm Leap Consultancy Services. CEOs, vice presidents and general managers from across the region took part in an interactive leadership training program which was held today at Dubai's Sheraton Hotel, where representatives of the Canadian-based training firm discussed how organizations in the region can unlock their true potential by embracing strategies and tactics that make up the Navigational Leadership and Influence Conversations program. Leap Consultancy Services stressed that those in positions of leadership need to adapt to technologies that are having an overwhelming influence in today's fast-paced business environments. Trainer, executive coach and award-winning speaker Brent Stewart talked about the need to understand the coaching mindset and the importance of practicing and guiding principles behind the navigational leadership methodology.
Navigational Conversations, the program, is intended to help leaders shift their leadership style in order to accomplish those things. They learn to have more effective leadership conversations that draw upon the skills, unlock the talents of people, challenge people to think more, to take more responsibility, and actually engage them in the process of moving the organization forward. In fact, create new leaders, which is really, somebody once said that the #1 job of a leader is to grow new leaders. And partly, Navigational Conversations is helping leaders do that. They're growing up more leaders around them.
Participants are set to walk away from the 3-day workshop having learned the navigational leadership principles, mastering the art of the question, the ability to provide positive and corrective feedback, the skills needed to share wisdom, in addition to incorporating the use of influence into leadership conversations. After which, contributors will formulate an action plan for applying what they have learned to situations where they wish to exert more influence.
This region have seen extreme growth when it comes to growing revenue, growing business, exploring opportunities inside and outside the Middle East. We've seen leaders and new leaders coming and taking executive roles where they need a lot of support and help coaching and developing their own skills and ability, not only to run into fires and solve problems, but also build capacities and capabilities within their organizations to effectively do some of this work themselves. And this is where I think Leap CS can provide all the support that those organizations require to continue on their growth trajectory.
Where I come from, we have some challenges that have to do with grooming our young people into becoming the future leaders. And the main purpose of me attending this program is to find out if I can bring the same material as an in-house program. What I have seen, the way Leap has done the program, the pre-work, what we're going through so far, shows very good techniques, shows the style, shows people the kind of exercises that people need to keep in mind as leaders, probing, supporting, encouraging, giving positive feedback to their people to help them unleash their potential.